So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Firstly, thank you so much for being here. We're doing this class as part of the Be Unidos, Our Artists, Our Future campaign, which is our year-end campaign at Ballet Hispánico. We're pushing out a lot of content right now as a fundraiser, and we really appreciate your support. I've pinned in the comments a link to donate if you feel so inclined, or you can text the word artists, plural, to 91999. What we're gonna do for class today, we're gonna do a short warm-up that's just going to have a little bit of movement, a little bit of gesture. It's gonna be very accessible, and then we're gonna go right into a combination, a piece of choreography I've made to a song called Con el Viento by Jessie Reyes. So that's what we're gonna do. Yo, thank you for joining. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna leave some time at the end to have a little Q&A. So if anything comes up that you want to ask a question about, like that. And also at the end, I'll give you a little bit of background about who I am and where I'm from and how I came to the company and that type of thing. I think that's all the housekeeping, so let's go ahead and get started. For the warm-up, we're just going to do a follow along. Before we do it, I want to take a quick note about spacing and that type of thing on, on video like this. So when I say downstage, it means move towards the camera. If I say upstage, it means move away from the camera. This right here is my right side, and this is my left side. So I'll try to cue you verbally, very thoroughly, go right, go left, so that you can know that, because I find it very difficult to be watching someone and know whether I'm looking at their right or their left. Hi, thank you so much for joining. So I think that's all the housekeeping right now, and we'll go ahead and get started. So here we go. We're going to start with just a
Brian Little.
can allow your knees to do whatever you want. You can allow your eyes to be on your feet. And you just want to stretch out your toes and move your feet as much as possible. You can want, you can think of writing your name. Not that song yet. You can think of writing your name in the sand, or drawing a picture with a smiley face. Allow your knees to bend, allow yourself to get the tops of the feet. Ryan, let's go. That's it. Good. That's our quick warm up. From here, from here, I just want to switch right into the combination. So again, this is a song called Con el Viento, and it's by Jesse Reyes. So I'm going to let you hear it for a second because it's important that you hear this rhythm for how we're going to start it. So listening to this song. With this step touch, and that rhythm is going to be pretty important. So we'll just start out by doing, I'll count us in and you'll do, I'll say 5, 6, 7, 8, you'll go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I started with my right foot in the beginning, going back to the beginning, we'll start with the right touch on left, left touch on right. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. As you keep going with the feet, the hands they're going to start doing this little pulsing action like this. Like there's a little explosion in each of your knuckles and they pulse outward on the and beats. So we've done 4 and we're going to go 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and you can just kind of raise your arms. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I finished on 7. I'm on my right leg. 7. You're going to take the hands through your body and do a little body roll. It doesn't need to be the biggest body roll you've ever seen, just a little one as if your hands are the one that's doing it to your body, right? So we've done 7. We go 8 and on 1, our hands are clasped over here. On 1, we inhale big enough that our chest moves. So you go, you want to really be able to see that inhale. So you go on, that's 1, 2, and then you go 3E, 4, 4, and. Yeah, so that's right side, left side, bring the right to the left, and then diagonally downstage, your left fingers point diagonally downstage, your right fingers are going to be resting gently on that elbow. Yeah, so just like this. So let's go over that again from the beginning. You have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and get into it. 6, 7, 8 and inhale, exhale. Ba, 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 ba. Good. I'm going to move on from there. From there, I'm going to do this close up so you can see it. Once I've touched, I'm going to pull my fingers along my shoulder here and snake my head through this little hole that I've got in front of me. One of my goals is going to be to not disconnect my fingers from my own skin. So I want to be able to sneak through there, and I can lift my shoulders or do whatever in order to sneak my head through so that I can bring my hand all the way over to the other side. Yeah, so what that looks like is you're out like this and you sneak through. From there, you're going to shift your weight over to the left and you're going to hang your hand off of your elbow up here. And you're going to do circle, circle. So that's around my right hand, circling around my left hand. So I've been here, I snake my head through, and I go circle, circle, and then just turn around and step. So what I do there is I'm turning on my right leg, I turn, and then I step backwards onto my left leg. Now I have 2 legs bent, turned out, and the forced arch on the front side. And I've got my right hand on my hip, and my left hand is palm facing the floor, and I'm looking at it. So if you'd like to have a look at what that looks like, you go inhale, exhale. Ah, 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 ah. Shoo, shoo. Ah, ah, ah. Oh, I forgot the hand. Ah. Yeah, so let's go over that all one more time, and then we will go with some music. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 8 and 1, 2. Ba, 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 ah. Shoo, 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 ha. Very nice. Let's try that with a little music. Okay. Excellent, excellent, excellent. There it is. Here we go. Necesito paz, ya no lloro más, me voy con el So, moving on from here, after we've stopped here, you're just going to do 3 little steps, right, left, right, left, right. Right, left, right, left, right. And when you finish, your hand is going to be up. So, as you can see, I'm not traveling much. The point of this is not to scoot, real far. From here, it's like you have a thought and you want to look over there. Maybe a question. Right, left, right, left, right. Good. So we threw it around, We step down, and then we go right, left, right, left, right. From here, just do a little swizzle and put your foot behind you. So that was my left leg. I did a left leg swizzle, and I put it back into a fourth behind me. From here, you're going to step forward with your right leg, and then slide your left leg behind. Yeah? So let's go over that one more time. So we landed here, and we went 1, 2, 3. Sorry, that was the number of steps. That wasn't the number of the counts. Just so we're clear on that. Then we're going to do swizzle, step behind, step forward with the right, slide the left. And let's think about the rhythm for that for a sec. Ba 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 ah. Shoo, 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 ha. 1, 2, 3. Shoo, shoo, ba ba ba. Shoo. Yep. So that's pretty quick. Ba 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 ba. So once we go 1, 2, 3, go real quick. Shoo, 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 ha. Yep. So let's take a second to think about that, and then I'm going to go on. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. From there, as you can see, my left leg is the one that I'm actually standing on. My right leg is the one that's just on a forced arch over here. So super cross. You don't want any space between your legs. Super cross. The right leg can then, if you have a little bit of tension between your legs, your right leg can actually push your left leg up into the air, and that's what we want. So you shift your weight onto your right, and that flicks your left out behind you. You won't stay there long. You're just gonna flick and then catch your knee in front of you and then put that down in the opposite position to the one we were just in. So we just kind of switched legs, same type of position. So let's go back and look at that. So you have the right leg crossed over the left leg. You're gonna push with your right leg, flick the left, catch the left knee, and put the left foot down. Once you put that down, you kind of want to arrive, as you can see, my arms are almost in like a first and a second, and my palm, this is kind of important, my right palm is kind of facing, it's not fully facing towards the ceiling, but it's facing a little bit towards the ceiling. The reason is because it's already ready to catch your head, which is what's coming next. Let's try this from the beginning with the music. So think that there's a little bit, we're gonna boom, 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 on the next beat, because you're doing beat and beat and beat. So you don't want to go and, you just want to wait until that whole beat's gone. So beat and beat and beat, swizzle, step and forward, and then that one has a whole beat. Step and forward, push, catch, land. So if we do it all strung together, you go beat and beat and beat, swizzle, step and forward, push, catch, land. Yes. From there, you're just going to do a bow, but in 3 parts. So if we were doing a bow in this position, we would just go like this, right? But what you're going to do is you're going to do it in 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. And you don't quite want to have your head reach your hand. You don't want to go like this. Just a little bit of space because your left hand is about to sneak in there. So we go bow, 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 whole beats. Left hand sneaks in and throws the right hand down behind you and up and over the top to catch your left elbow. So I'll repeat that again. Left hand sneaks in to touch the right. Right hand drops down, comes over the top, and catches the left elbow. From there, the right hand is going to pull the head back, like you're admiring your beautiful engagement ring. And then the right hand is going to push the head forward again to reestablish this same position. So I'll say that one more time. Before you bow in 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. From there, left hand comes in, throws the right hand over, it catches the elbow, pull the head back, push the head forward. Rhythmically, the left hand coming in after the bows is on an and beat. So it's like whole beat, whole beat, whole beat, and throw. Yeah? And then after the throw, it's even rhythm. So whole beat, whole beat, whole beat, and throw, catch, pull, go forward. Good. Let's go over this from the beginning. Just want to remind you of the rhythms real quick. So you do 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. So we make judicious use of the and counts because I love an and count. All right, we're gonna give this a shot with some music. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to count you. Sorry, I was thinking about what I wanted to go to next. We're gonna do this one more time, and I'll count you. 6, 7, Seeming all right? Hello, thank you for joining. I think I'm going to go and we're going to do that one more time with music before we go on just a little bit. Just a little bit. Here we go. Excellent. All right, we're going to move on for a sec. So from, got the left crossed over the right. We've grabbed, we've pulled that head back and pushed it forward. From here, the feeling of this next move is like fabulous. Now it doesn't take very long, but I want us to really, really feel it. So from here, right, we're gonna step forward on the left foot and present. And I want you to think you're at the Metropolitan Opera, you just danced a 4-act ballet. I don't even know if we have those, but 4-act ballet. And there are, I don't know, 4,000 people in the audience, and you just step forward like, yes, I did that. Yeah? So that's the idea there. We were here, we step forward. We're gonna catch the right leg in an attitude, and then we're gonna push it behind us and do a little chug. When I chug, my back leg is in an attitude. So from here, I'm gonna push it behind me, and that kind of causes my arms to throw over the top. And that all happens, those things all happen like pretty quick in like a single count. So from here, you go forward, catch, throw, and then you're here with your 2 hands, palm to palm in front of you. And I've landed, it could be a straight back leg and a bent front leg, but it can be 2 bent legs as well. It's not really important there. Let's go back and cover that again. Let's go from bow, bow, bow. And I'll try to do it with rhythm. So, bow, 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 left, right, catch, pull, push. Fabulous attitude. chug. Yes, let's do that one more time. Fabulous attitude chug. Fabulous attitude chug. One more time from bow, bow, bow. So you go bow, 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 left, right, catch, head, push, fabulous attitude chug, land. So roughly with the timing of your landing, chug, land, you need to be ready to tap your head, your forehead twice. I'm using my tattooed area right here to tap my forehead twice. I think of it, I was intending it to look reminiscent of a praying gesture. I choreographed this in June, pandemic, feeling a little hopeless. So this is kind of like my love letter to looking for some hope. So tap, tap. So the way that goes rhythmically, let's go from bow, bow, bow again. You go bow, 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 left, right, catch, head, push. Fabulous attitude, chug, and tap, tap. And then real fast, you're gonna go right elbow up, left elbow up, fingers down, head down. So look at that again for a sec if you need to. You're gonna go right elbow up, left elbow up, fingers down, head down. One more time. Right elbow, left elbow, fingers down, head down. In truth of the rhythm, it goes ba-da-da-da. So ba-da-da-da, 4 beats. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. It's a little trill on the guitar. So let's go back these and let's try it from the beginning with some music. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, that ending bit, ga, 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 it really comes in there quick. And it feels to me like this chug gets a little bit interrupted by needing to do the tap, tap. Because the taps are actually even. So it's like fabulous attitude, chug, and tap, tap, ga, 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 ga. That's actually, I think that's exactly the rhythm. So let's think about that for a second. We're gonna go from fabulous. So, and fabulous, attitude, chug, and tap, tap, ga, 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 ga. Yes, let's do that one more time. Going into fabulous, and fabulous, attitude, chug, and tap, tap, ga, 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 ga. Something that I don't think I talked about yet that I'd like to is on this attitude, the shape I'm hoping for. So from fabulous, right, when I do this, I'm standing on a straight left leg. I've got 2 hands out to the side. Can't really see my palms, but my palms are facing the ceiling. And when I switch to the attitude, I'm actually bringing my chest and head forward, and I'm taking my left hand and turning it over to make this curve. So the attitude position wants to look more like something like this. So my head is forward, my chest is softened, and my left arm is curved, my right hand is holding my attitude leg. So that's that position. Let's go from bow, bow, bow. And then we'll go through to ga, 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 ga. Here we go. And I think it's on 2, 3, 4, bow, bow, bow. So I'm gonna count it. So 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, a fabulous attitude for tap, tap, ga, 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 ga. Good. Good, good, good. Let's now try it, I think, from the beginning. We do have a little bit of time to go on again, but I'd like to do it, I think, 2 or 3 times from the beginning. One of the times I'll say the counts, another time I'll just kind of make the boom, ba, that dance teachers do to tell you the rhythm, because I know people, different people have different acuities that they are drawn to. I'm not drawn to counts so much. So we'll do both, and then a third one for good measure, and then depending on how we feel, we'll go on. So I think we should go on. Let's say ga 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 ga. So from here, got our right leg behind us. We're just gonna come forward a little bit on that, bringing that right leg up in front of us, and kind of a flexed attitude. Like this is what I'm doing. But the point of it really isn't the position. I don't want it to look like archaic. The point of it actually is to make it look a little bit more like kind of human, and think that you're kind of maybe like getting a little aggressive at someone. Like maybe it's a dance of intimidation. You know, kind of birds kind of put out their plumage, and they do like intimidating things. So think that that's what you're doing there. So you're gonna go 2 counts, 1 ball change, as in 1 count. So like bam, 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 gaga. And that's a ball change left, right. From ball change left, right, you're going to swivel up stage on your left leg to put your right leg back in front of you. So literally, you've done left, right, your right leg is in front. You're just going to turn and go right back to the exact position you were in. Just repeat it. So from here, ga, 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 boom, 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 ga, ga, boom, land, and then just kind of do a little double turn. Yeah, so it can be kind of any turn you want. The point really is just to like rhythmically swivel twice. I'm putting my arms, where am I putting my arms? I'm kind of going like this. So they're just here helping me keep my body together. And if you want to do it the way I'm doing it, I'm just dragging my toes along the floor. The point rhythm really is the rhythm of the turn. That's really what's most important. So doing like ga 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 ga, boom, bam, boom, ga ga, doom, ga, doom, doom, ga. So that's really the important part, is after you go turn, turn, your left foot is the one that's dragging, and you're just gonna step on it and do a little kind of, it's kind of a ranjam. Really the point is to cross so that you fall up stage onto your right leg Yeah? So what I'm doing, if you want to watch for a second, from here, I'm going turn, turn, catch, land, land, land. And those are just little ball changes, moving me a little bit upstage. So going back to ba, 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 ba. What we're gonna do, let's see, bum, 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 bum. Here we go. So bum, 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 under tempo. Boom, 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 ba, ba, boom, ga, boom, boom, ga, boom, boom, boom. Good. So now, same thing, a little bit more tempo. So, and ba-da-da-da, doom, 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 ga-ga, doom, ga, doom, doom, catch and down and down and down. Yes, good, good, good. Let's do that same thing one last time. And actually, that's where we're gonna end it today. So let's just do that one more time. Boom, 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 ga-ga, doom, ga, doom, doom, catch and down and down and down. Good, and that can be like a moment like, ga, ga, like my hands are out here, like what if I'm a little bit on unsteady ground, or maybe it's ice, I'm, you know, a little cautious. One note about this ball change, Ron K. Brown has a way of describing a similar movement that he calls a slip. So think of it kind of like that. So we go boom, 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 slip. Yeah, so it's like, it's real sudden, and maybe it's happening to you like a slip would. Like you don't slip on purpose, you slip because it happens. So kind of give it that quality a little bit. So let's go from the beginning. Do it a few times. Much better when I don't count. So I'm going to stop counting and I'm going to start listening more. I have trouble doing them at the same time. So let's do this one more time.
Ya no tengo nada, mi corazón ni mi llorar. pasar por cerca y me dijeron que no te
time to do and we'll be able to do a little question and answer. Let's see. All right, dancers, last time. Here we go.
Siempre te amaré, eso es lo más triste, no creo que lo supiste. No sabes amar, tampoco sos culpable, es la culpa de tus padres. Ya no tengo nada, ni corazón, ni mi llorada, me dejaste seca, eso me pasa por terca, y me dijeron que no te amara.
Moment. And let's go ahead. I'm going to give a little bit of a backstory on myself and what the company is up to right now, and then we'll go ahead and get to any questions that y'all might have. So, where to begin? Well, we'll start with Ballet Hispánico. So Ballet Hispánico is the nation's leading Latinx dance company. It was founded 50 years ago by Tina Ramirez, and it has recently been named one of America's cultural treasures. And our mission is to represent and include Latino artists in the national conversation and on the national stage. And we do this by traveling around this country and any country, giving performances. Oftentimes we'll have a main stage performance, which will be an evening performance, classic. People put on nice clothes, they come to the theater and so on. And then we'll also have a children's performance, which we call a performance for young people, a PYP, which will usually occur in the morning. And schools will bring their students from the surrounding area, and oftentimes it'll just be a packed house of really excited kids. And those are some of the best shows. And the way those are structured is we will have an MC, usually our rehearsal director, Johan Rivera, who actually just moved on from that position, and our artistic director and CEO, Eduardo Villaro. One of those two gentlemen usually does the MC, and it'll be an excerpt of one of our full-length pieces, followed by a little explanation, an introduction, and then an excerpt, and it will alternate like that to give children access to understand exactly what we're doing and what they're seeing. In addition to all that, we have our community partnerships. So when we are in these cities, we frequently will hold community classes, Latin social dance classes, or contemporary classes at local colleges or local dance schools. We engage with the community. We'll go to community centers and invite anyone who wants to come in and take a class with us. And those are some of the best times. It's really just so much fun to interact with the community in that way and get to meet people. And we've done that, in really interesting places that I found very eye-opening. We've done that in youth correctional centers. We've done it in communities of farm workers in California. We've done it in, communities in Israel that were, the students were both Palestinian and Israeli. Some lived in Gaza, some lived in Israel, and we, had them all in the same space teaching them. So that's been super interesting. So that's kind of what the company does. I'm originally from Virginia. I went to college at the Ailey Fordham BFA program, and I joined Ballet Hispánico in 2013. Really what led me to the company was the repertory. I was lucky enough to have a private audition, I think only 2 or 3 weeks before they needed a dancer to start. And after dancing for a couple of hours and being seen by the artistic staff, I was sitting down with Eduardo Villaro, the artistic director and CEO, and he started telling me, we're going to have creations from Gustavo Ramirez Sanzano and Edgar Zendejas and myself, meaning Eduardo, and a new work from Annabelle Lopez Ochoa. And then we're also going to be touring Jardi Tancat,
my Nacho Duato. And, you know, he told me all of this rep, and I, you know, that was it for me. Like, I had to do it. There were no options there. I was like, this is it. And that was 2013. So I've been at the company for quite a while now. I'm originally from Virginia, grew up on a farm. I have 4 brothers. I was homeschooled, so a little bit of an uncommon upbringing. But when I saw Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire in movies growing up, I thought they were really cool and I wanted to be like them. So I went and took dance classes. And then my love of ballet came a few years after that, when I took my first ballet class when I was 15 years old. And I thought it was very interesting. And then I started to watch videos of, you know, professional ballet dancers, the really, really great ones. At the time, Angel Correa, Herman Cornejo, who's still dancing, Ethan Stifle, Sasha Radetsky. These were the dancers who were dancing at the time. Vladimir Malakov. And I used to watch these dancers and just think they were the most incredible thing. And so I became very serious in my dance training. There was a pivotal moment when I attended in 2007. I attended the Giordano summer program, and there from Eddie Ocampo and Eugene Peabody and Elijah Gibson, I took kind of my first contemporary classes that I ever took at the time, and that hooked me. So suddenly I had the athleticism and the athletic challenge of dance that I had been loving, and I was able to I felt like more of myself in it, and I was able to put a lot of emotion into it, and ultimately that's what hooked me as a professional dancer. So I would love to open it up for questions. If anyone wants to put a question in the chat, I'm going to keep talking because I know it takes a moment to type them, but please feel free to ask a question in the chat. I would be very grateful to answer your questions. So while you are typing, if you have a question, I'll talk a little bit more about my journey. So some of the most incredible things that have happened to me at Ballet Hispánico are in 2015, BH was part of something called Lincoln Center at the Movies, which is a program of Great American Dance, which is the PBS program. And BH was one of 4 companies selected. I believe it was San Francisco Ballet, American Ballet Theater. No, it wasn't American Ballet Theater. It was San Francisco Ballet, New York City Ballet, us, and I can't remember who the 4th was. But we got the chance to film some of our works. So we got to film a piece called Club Havana, which I believe was choreographed in 2001 by Pedro Ruiz, who was a Cuban choreographer and who danced in the company for 20 years. And it's set in a nightclub in the 50s in Cuba, and it's super glamorous with gowns and suits, and it's very, very beautiful. And then in addition to that, we got to film Carmen Maquia by Gustavo Ramirez Sanzano, in which that's the story of Carmen, and I get to play the lead role of Don Jose, and we got to film that. And it was really cool because we were in a theater, and there were, I think there were 9 cameras on us. 2 of them were on cranes from the balcony so that you could get like what looked like an aerial shot, and it was just the coolest thing. So the age, let's see, I have a question. What age did I learn about Ballet Hispánico? So I learned about Ballet Hispánico in college. That's not true. Actually, I learned about Ballet Hispánico in high school, probably when I was 16 or 17. And I was on YouTube, researching this new world of contemporary dance that I had just discovered in the summer of 2007. So that makes me 17. And I remember what I saw was a piece by Annabelle Lopez Ochoa, who I've now had the good fortune to work with multiple times. She's quite wonderful and amazing. So yeah, it's probably 2007. And then, I kept aware of the company throughout going to college. I went to college in New York City, which is where the company is located. And so I was kind of aware of what was going on, and then auditioned in 2013. Oh, well, Renelli, thank you so much for being a loyal student of the company. I know the school is all virtual right now, but we're so grateful that you're with us still. It's a wonderful institution. The school has thousands of young students and some of the best training around. Really intelligent practices that educate really the whole student. And I just think it's such a really wonderful school. So thank you. So a normal, just got another question. What's the audition process like at BH? A normal audition process is, come sign up in the morning. You'll often take a ballet class or learn rep, and then there'll be a cut, and then more rep, and then a cut, and more rep, and then a cut. And it's kind of a classic audition model. That was not my experience. I was not able to attend the open audition that year. What happened for me was, at the time I was dancing for the Perry Dance Contemporary Dance Company, and a gentleman named Stuart Longway was teaching at Perry Dance, and he was a company class teacher for Ballet Hispánico. And he and I were friendly, and he said to me, hey, BH asked me if I know anyone, they have an opening, and I recommended you, so send in your stuff. At the time, the rehearsal director was Michelle Manzanares, who's now the school director. And I emailed Michelle my stuff. Now, my stuff means resume, reel, headshot. So I emailed my stuff, and about 20 minutes later, I got an email that said, hey, we'd like to see you. Now, the trouble was, at the time, I was about to go on tour with Perry Dance to Israel in 2 days. So she said, oh, we want to see you. And I said, okay, great. So I'll be leaving in 2 days. And, so today or tomorrow really is the, what the options are. And she went, okay, well, today at 3. So at that point, it was about noon, maybe 1. So today at 3. So I got warmed up in my apartment, and I went to the audition. And 2 of the, at the time, dancers in the company, Joshua Winsler and Kim Van Wozik, were there. And they taught me, I think in an hour and a half, I learned a piece of Sortijas by Catayana Soto. I learned a little bit of part of a duet from Jardi Tancat by Nacho Duato. I learned some of Asuka by Eduardo Vilaro and some of Danzón by Eduardo Vilaro, all in about an hour and a half. At some point, Michelle went and got Eduardo. He came and saw me, and then I ended up in that meeting where we talked about rep, like I talked about before. My favorite style of dance in general is contemporary. That's really where I found my love. I will say, though, that ballet holds a very dear place in my heart as well. And as I've grown in my dancing and as I've grown older, it's come to feel more and more like home. So, it's really neck and neck. I don't consider myself a classical ballet dancer at all, but I am a ballet dancer. But even when I do a ballet class, I don't do it in a classical style. I do it in a very contemporary way because it is the base from which my contemporary can rise. So I do it preparing for my contemporary work. So yeah, that's that. But contemporary is really where my heart lies. I think there's great freedom and there's such incredible variety, and it really makes me pleased. So folks, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for your questions. I'm going to wrap it up real quick with just a reminder that this class is part of the Be Unidos, Our Artists, Our Future campaign, which is our year-end campaign. We're raising money that will go to the organization and to the individual artists. So money you donate will go directly to me. I really appreciate you being here. If you have an opportunity to donate, you can go to Ballet Hispánico's website. You can check out any of the Instagrams of any of the dancers because we're all putting this content out. You can go to the comment that's pinned right below, or you can text artists to 91999. I think that's about it. Thank you so much for being with me, and hopefully see you soon.